In today's video, I'm going to talk about why I think this Root Rider army right here is far better than any Broom Witch army you guys are using right now. As you can see, for the last 2 days in Legends League, I am completely perfect and I have only failed 3 times this entire season. I'm going to show you guys my Legends hits from today to show you just how effortless this Root Rider army really is and how much easier it is to triple using this army because every single person in Legends League is using bases which are aiming to try and counter Broom Witches, not Root Riders. So without further ado, let's get into the first attack. Okay, first base of the day, and we have, of course, a base which is slightly trying to counter the Broom Witches. Now, I'm expecting to see a lot of these today. Also, do know I am not recommending using the Yak on the King, but simply I have the Frosty upgrading on my King at the moment, which is why I am using the Yak instead. But I'm going to go into this Rage Tower. I think I can use an Ice Golem, and the Hook Tower there should be able to hook the Ice Golem inward, and we should be able to get some nice value with the Ice Golem. We'll see how that goes in practice, but in theory it should be really good start to this attack. So looking good so far. A couple of baits at the start there. One thing that I have started to do with this army compared to when I went away is that I'm not trying to hold my Queen ability as long. I'm just kind of popping my Queen ability. Normally I like to kind of save it, but I've recognized now that just popping it right at the start is the better option. So let's get into this. This is live commentary, by the way. Haven't commentated over my hits in quite a while, so do not blame me if it's not very good. But I'm going to go with the Warden ability here because there's a lot of damage. There's also a ton of headhunters there. The CCs and everything have gone really weird over the duration of this event. People just trying their best to counter the Broom Witches, even though I honestly don't think they're that strong. Of course, I didn't produce a video on the Broom Witches because I was away, and the only videos I was able to put out were pre-recorded videos from Clan War League season. But looking good on this one here. Hopefully the Warden and the RC will be able to stay alive, but they're trying to die at the moment, I think. Notice how everyone's like on air expos and stuff. It's literally just to try and counter the Broom Witches, but pop the Queen ability, pop the King ability. Everything can go back around to that section. I may as well just freeze that. And this is going to be a 3-star. It's going to take a minute for this to get cleaned up, so I suppose I could yap about why I'm not using the Broom Witches a little bit more. The main reason being is, of course, as I said, pretty much all of the bases are going to be trying to counter Broom Witches. And as well, I've had such good success with this army that I just see absolutely no reason to switch to a different army. I have had 3 fails I have had 3 fails using this army this season, but none of them were particularly bad. It's not like I'm getting power fails. One of them was my RC died early on into the attack. Another one was when I was on holiday. I was just trying to rush my hits. But anyways, enough yapping. Let's get into the next attack. Okay, second base of the day, and it's another style which has become increasingly popular over the duration of this kind of Broom Witch Clashiversary event. But I think I should be okay for this base because I have definitely tripled this style many times before. One thing is that I seem to be a lot worse at the game when I'm doing live commentary for some reason. So yeah, I don't know what that's about, but we're going to try and maybe get our way into that Hook Tower there. We only have 2 more Invis spells, as we do want to save 1 Invis spell solely to trigger the Invis Tower in the core so that it has no effect. But let's see here. Do we take a shot there to the Fox? I don't mind if the RC shoots my RC, but if we do get hit on the Fox, that's a bit unfortunate. Just get that air defense out the way. Probably not really necessary, but you know, whatever. We'll start up the rest of the Root Riders, and I need to be very wary here of the Hook Tower because yes, it is going to be a little bit of a pain, I believe. Let's go ahead and overgrowth like so, because that Hook Tower is being annoying. Looks like we would have got it down if we were just patient enough, but it's fine. We'll be able to turn around and grab it later in the attack. I'm going to use some super barbs here, and honestly I may just put my queen ability. She's quite low on health and I see no reason to hold it in this situation. So yeah, I'm just going to pop it in this scenario. So we're looking pretty good at the moment. Let's go ahead and overgrowth this entire section. I think we will send in a super barb maybe to try and take out this hook tower. Looks like the giant is going to turn around, and we're looking really strong at the moment. We still have the warden ability, which I'm going to pop now because I'm anticipating a lot of damage around this rage tower compartment of the base. I'm going to pop the king ability just to get through some of this stuff nice and quickly, and as you can see, we're looking really good. I'm going to freeze that up. And yeah, this is something I'm not used to doing, because normally I would just force close at this point in the attack, because I know it's going to be a 3-star, but I have to keep on yapping whilst my troops clean up the base. So what should I talk about? Yeah, I mean, this attack was pretty clean. Of course, it does fizzle out during the end because most of the damage is stacked up in this town hall compartment of the base. But there we go, it was a 3-star. Let's get into the next attack. Next base then, this is an old base from... I don't know what builder this is, but we are going to try and get our RC obviously into the second layer of defenses. I've got a big feeling this section here is going to be very heavily baited. So I'm not going to enter into there, of course. But where am I going to enter into? I'm going to go for this ricochet cannon down here in the bottom corner. I'm expecting this base will have some of those slightly annoying corner Teslas, like in the corners of the base. But we'll see if I'm right in just a moment. I'm going to go with an Invis spell, and I'm going to make sure she's going inward here. I don't want to take any risks that she's going off to the side there. Getting distracted on the bomb tower, getting distracted on the air defense, and then not getting the value that I need from the Spirit Walk. But looking really, really good so far. We're going to take some damage here from the RC. Luckily, no scatter shot hits. I'll tell you what, if we can get down that poison tower, wow, we are in a very, very good spot here. I think it's worth taking... Oh, Town Hall didn't even shoot there. So yeah, we've got a really, really beautiful path now into the base. I'm actually going to go into this side of the base. I don't want to enter into that fire spitter there. I should be able to use my overgrowth spells to... Oh, whoops, I placed down my thingy accidentally. My other eyes got them accidentally, but that's fine. Yeah, I don't want to go into that fire spitter. I can use the overgrowth spell, something like this, to avoid the fire spitter until later into the attack. I hope that makes sense, what I'm trying to say there. But a lot of damage here. And actually, I'm going to maybe think about using my warden ability sooner than later. I'm going to put the RC ability here because she's in a great position to actually turn around and grab the town hall when the overgrowth does wear off. So that's why I've done that. I missed the fire spitter, which is pretty bad from me. What do we have in the CC? We have a super dragon, of course. People trying to counter the broom witches, although it doesn't actually do a whole lot against root riders. So I'm going to put the queen ability in this situation. Again, I see no reason to hold it apart from trying to swag it. Bit unfortunate, my RC is getting herself into a lot of trouble. Going to pop the king ability there and just get through that portion of the base nice and quick. And this is another 3-star. Not sure if the RC is going to be able to stay alive. Let's see. No, she is going to go down, unfortunately. But this one is crushed, I would say, myself. Of course, I don't know how the healers died, but they have ended up dying. Lots and lots of snakes in the mix there. We have a couple of root riders, the giant, the queen. So pretty happy with this one. But let's get right into the next attack. Next base then, we have looked to be trying to counter the broom witches. Yet again, this double rage style of base is definitely coming back from the dead, I suppose. So what are we going to do for this one? Do we want to get that monolith down? We'll see what the RC is going to do here. She may play bull and go to the other ricochet cannon for me, or she may go to the air defense. It looks like, yeah, she is going to go to the air defense, but I think That's a bit unfortunate. Maybe she will still go in. Oh no, just a wasted Invis spell. No problem though, we are looking okay. But unfortunately, Monolith keeps getting shots off on my Fox. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep the Fox alive here. So I'm going to double down on my cycles. And I think I'm happy with that section of the base there. Although that Monolith is going to be annoying at the start of the attack. Let's see what we can do here. I think I'm going to use a Skelly spell just to distract the Monolith and the Ricochet Cannon at the start here. The Ricochet Cannon did get frozen up, which is nice. I'm going to send in my RC in a way that hopefully she will try and grab that Monolith for me. Although actually the general path of my Root Riders should be into this core area here. Looks like that Rage Tower is going to trigger, and I'm a little bit hesitant to drop my first Overgrowth. I think that's okay though. Right there. The King has decided to break himself into the base, which I suppose is fine. What is it with these massive Headhunter CCs? They're pretty scary, but I feel like they don't actually do a whole lot. Now, I'm going to pop the Warden ability here, actually. I wasn't really paying attention, and there's quite a lot of raged up damage in that section of the base, but overall, we're looking really, really good at the moment. Just going to spam on the hero abilities to try and get through this rage damage nice and quickly. Honestly, just Overgrowth like this. And yeah, this is going to be a 3-star. No problem with this style of base. Of course, it is trying to counter the Broom Witches, not Root Riders, and I generally have no trouble taking down these rage bases by just using the Overgrowth spells to kind of section out the damage so that the full effect of the Rage Tower is not hitting my Root Riders at one point in time. But as you can see, this one is completely smashed. Don't think we lost a single Root Rider. The Warden's there, the RC there, the Queen's there. We just got a couple of trash buildings down here, which is a little bit unfortunate. Gonna not seem so crushed as it would if they were gone, but I didn't have any cleanup left over. So yeah, no problem with this base at all. Definitely seeing a lot more rage bases than normal this season, of course, against Broom Witches. But let's get into the next attack. Okay, next base we have is another anti-Broom Witch style of base. We have this Flame Spinner, which is quite low level. So what am I going to do for this base? That is a great question. This Rage Tower in the core looks really weird. I'm going to try and maybe get to that Merge Cannon, Multi-Cannon. I forgot what it's called. I always get confused with like the multi-merge names that we have in 2024 Clash of Clans. Going to skip over this Expo here and just try and make the E-Boots have as much efficiency as possible. In range of the Town Hall now, and I think I have the value that I want to get anyways. So I'm just going to recall. We have a Witch there, which I heard, yeah, the Witch is going to be no problem, because I do have the E-Boots, of course, on the Royal Champion. So not really worried about the Witches, but I believe there is going to be a Super Dragon in the CC, because I think it works out to be a Super Dragon. Yes, okay, I'm going to overgrowth this Rage Tower with the Fire Splitters, because those are being quite annoying. And we're going to see what we can do here. A little bit skeptical, because there is quite a lot of damage on me at the moment. And yeah, I'm going to pop the ward. Oh, my RC is making some questionable decisions. My overgrowth was pretty bad, so now this attack is not looking very good. But honestly, I don't think it's going to matter. This strategy is so strong. Let's go ahead and overgrowth like this. Making sure my RC is staying alive is probably the #1 priority for me right now. And it's well just supporting my Root Riders against the enemy heroes. I'm going to pop the Queen ability just to kind of get through that section where the King is. Just that little bit quicker. RC is doing a great job with the support of those 2 Invis spells which I gave her. And as you can see, this one is absolutely smashed. Although it didn't exactly go to plan, it's not even close. I mean, we still have all the heroes alive. RC did carry, and if the RC didn't stay alive, we might have had a couple more issues with this one. My first overgrowth was definitely quite bad, because it allowed my Root Riders to kind of stretch away from the path that I wanted them to take, and they went to that Multi-Inferno, which kind of split my army in half. But a 3-star nonetheless. Let's get into the next one. Okay, next base, another base which looks to be countering the Broom Witches, but this time we have this weird Rage Tower in the core. Oh, I do apologise if I'm heavy breathing a little bit. It is about 10,000 degrees Celsius in the UK right now, so very hot. But I'm going to go into this section here. Not a lot of space for any traps for the RC. Of course, I don't think this guy would expect people to be using the RC charge with the Broom Witches, although that is definitely a valid strategy. So I'm not sure what the idea with this base is really. But every time I see the Flame Spinner, I instantly think this guy is trying to counter the Broom Witches, which is probably the most common army in Legends League right now. Although I don't honestly think it's the strongest. But I've barely touched them, to be honest, because when this event troop was released, I was not at home. So I didn't really have time to test the troop out or anything like that. And I think this guy's using a super wizard CC with double furnace there. So I don't even know what's going on. I'm going to recall here because I do want to keep the Fox alive in an ideal world. Good news, a Headhunter on that King right now, and we're going to go with another Ice Golem to kind of support this Queen, hopefully. Lots and lots of scary damage. I'm going to Overgrowth like this in hopes that we can take out that Fire Spitter there whilst we pass through. And also I'm going to try and Skelly Spell to distract that Monolith because I don't want it locking on to my King. But we're looking really good at the moment. Minion Print is being quite annoying, and my RC is really in a good spot, to be honest, but we'll see what we can do here. I'm going to go with an Overgrowth spell like this, okay? And that is because, as you can see, this Rage Tower is only going to rage up the Flame Spinner, not the whole massive section which was initially in the core. We are going to lose our RC at the expense of that Overgrowth spell, but it's not going to matter. This one is absolutely smashed. I probably could have held on to my Warden ability a little bit longer, but we're just going to pop all our hero abilities now. Put the Root Riders in, put the Barbs in, and yeah, this is crushed. As you can see, this huge Rage Tower in the core, which looked really scary, suddenly it's not scary whatsoever, just by using the Overgrowth spells to kind of diminish the value that I can get. But there we go, another 3-star. Let's get into the next attack. Second to last attack of the day then, and we have another base which is trying to counter the Broom Witches. So what am I going to do for this one? I almost want to get that Fire Spitter down if possible. I think she should path that way, and then I wish she probably wouldn't go to the Town Hall, but I think she's going to go there, which, oh no, maybe not. Maybe she'll go to the Scatter Shot. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. What we okay. I think we're just going to have to send it into this Town Hall. Maybe we could get the Town Hall down, actually. Yeah, I think we are. Oh yeah, okay. Thought she was going to go to the Arch Tower then. But no, she is going to be smart and get the Town Hall down for me. So yeah, looking really good at the moment. Obviously, as I said, these bases are not designed against Root Riders. They're designed against Broom Witches. And I'm not using Broom Witches, so every single base is a piece of cake, effectively. So yeah, let's continue with this attack here. I'm going to go ahead and Skelly Spell this Ricochet Cannon, and I'm going to Overgrowth the whole core, I think, because I kind of just want to work around it instead of actually going into the core. This section is going to be quite scary, so I do need to keep an eye on my troops around that area. But we're generally looking really good here. Going to send in one Headhunter for that Minion Print, and then hopefully maybe even my RC could take out most of the core damage here. Just going to keep an eye on her because she is definitely not in a great spot. And we're going to pop the Warden ability here as we move into this Poison Tower damage. Also put the other Headhunter in for that King. Hopefully that will do something, but if it doesn't, that's fine. Pop the King ability, pop the Queen ability, spam in the rest of the Super Barbs, and to be honest, if I was still on holiday, I would force quit here because this is just going to be a 3-star. We have the Spirit Fox alive. We have the Queen alive, the Giant alive. It's just going to be about working back into that core, which we should be able to do after we take down this Scatter Shot area of the base. So I'm just going to freeze that Merge Cannon because it's decided to lock onto my Warden, not to the other useless Root Riders, which I don't care about. And of course, it has taken down my Warden. So this attack doesn't look nearly as clean, but Yeah, I would have force quit at the 2 minute mark during this attack, and it would have been a 3-star. So yeah, no problems at all. As you can see, this strategy is so strong, especially now because none of the bases are trying to defend Root Rider at all. But let's get into the final attack of the day. Final attack of the day then, and we have this base. I think actually I attacked this guy yesterday. I love Pum. I remember that name, and he's just got this really weird looking base. I just went right into this merge cannon. I think all was good from there on out. So let's do just that again. A bit unfortunate for this guy that I've attacked him twice in a row. Hopefully the monolith doesn't get a shot off, and as I say that, it gets a shot off. So yeah, unfortunate, but yeah, from memory, I was able to get this multi-inferno down. I don't think she goes to the monolith, but I could be wrong, yeah. And maybe I could get that, what's that thing called? The poison tower down. Can we get the poison tower down? That would be absolutely excellent. No, we can't. Bit unfortunate. I would have loved to get that down, but shouldn't make a difference in the long run. So there we go. Ice Golem on the monolith, of course, to make sure the monolith does literally nothing. Start with the other stuff. We have the classic Super Dragon CC, which does absolutely 0 damage whatsoever, 0 effect, whatever you want to call it. We're going to overgo to Town Hall and that Fire Spitter because it's being quite annoying, and actually I'm a little bit worried about my health with the Root Riders, so I'm honestly just going to pop the Warn ability here. Quite early, yes, but I think it's going to be worth it. We're going to try and snipe this King, as I think we should. Yeah, we're good over here. Pop the Queen ability here, and I'm going to go ahead and Skelly spell this, what's that thing called? The Crusher Mortar. And we're going to go ahead, let's overgrowth like this. Pop the King ability, hopefully push everything kind of back towards the Town Hall area. Maybe we could even get a Super Barb to trigger that Poison Tower. That would be good news. Yeah, perfect. Pop the Queen ability. No point in holding on to her ability. We'll just try and support this RC in just a moment. I'm not sure where... Yeah, she's going to go where I thought she was going to go, which is not ideal. But look, another attack where I would force close because this is just going to be a 3-star. We'll use our free spell on the Furnace here, and as you can see, literally all of these attacks today were completely effortless, and it's just been like this for the last 4 days for me. Even when I was away, not 100% in the zone in terms of Legends, just getting these hits done with the Clan Castle Cake thing from the event pass in like 20-30 minutes. 0 effort. This strategy is so insanely strong, and that's another plus 320 for me this season. So let's get into the recap for today's video. So all of our hits are done, and as you can see, we did get plus 320 once again, and look at that. I love Pum. I love Pum. Do not clip that, whatever you do. But I have got some nice defenses today. I've been kind of getting pretty consistently plus 20 a day, but I'm still only around about the top 2,000. I think in terms of offense, only 3 fails this entire season. I'm probably well within the top 100. But of course, Legends League is not about offense only. It's about defensive luck, let's be honest. But hopefully we can get like a missed defense or something. A 1-star, just because I need that kind of boost to get me from the top 2,000 into the top 100, which is where I want to be this season. But that is all from me for today. I do hope you guys did enjoy this video. I certainly enjoyed doing my live Legends hits again. Because it's been quite a while. Thank you for all of the support on the videos. I do appreciate it very much. And yeah, that's all from me. So I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.